Howdy y'all, welcome to Hayes & Merrill Craftworks. I'm the Alchemist. I've got for us today a bourbon that, for me at least, it's been playing hard to get. And I don't know why. Well, maybe I do. This one comes from Holland, Michigan, and maybe quite a few of y'all have heard from or heard about New Holland Brewing Company. Yeah, when you think of a brewing company, you think of beer, and a lot of people think of beer. They've got some really nice Dragon Stout, and this bottle that I've got right here came from their 2022 Origin series that they created in 2022 in order to commemorate that Dragon Milk bourbon barrel stout that they started. And this series, this honey series that they started, you know, when they release these, they release usually about 100 barrels, and it's not easy to get. I've been trying for quite a while, and finally at the end of 2025, I snagged myself a bottle. And well, it's kind of sad that I'm just getting out of sharing this with y'all, but it wasn't easy for me to get. The mash bill on this is 70% corn. It's 25% malted barley, and it's got 5% rye on it. The age statement on these, it's not anywhere on the bottom. Oh yeah, it is. Aged 6 years on here. And when I was doing my research on these, it said that they're aged usually a minimum of 5 years on these. The bottle says 6 years. This one is, let's see, what's the proof? This one is 119 proof, and the MSRP on this one is a little bit high. It's about 119.99, so 120 bucks. But it still sells out fast, and it goes quite fast. In fact, when I first started trying to get this, I first found out about it in right around that 2022, and I've been trying to get a bottle ever since. In fact, my son, he used to live in Michigan, and I had him trying to get me bottles as soon as I heard about it, and there's just no go. Could not get a bottle. Finally got myself a bottle, and I want to know what all the hype is about it. I do understand that they make these in pre-prohibition copper pot stills, and I love me a copper pot still. And the reason I like it is because of the viscosity that, in my opinion, you get from these copper pot stills. Nice and oily and viscous, and I really love that. So I'm very curious to see what you get on this. Another thing that's interesting to me on this one is, as we went through the mash bill, that 25% malted barley. I don't know if any of y'all caught that, but malted barley, 25%. I mean, that's beer, right? That's a high malted barley content. Makes me think of a little bit of that beer. I've got notes in my mind that I think I'm gonna find on this, but I don't want to throw that out there right away and get it stuck in my mind or lean any towards what you think I'm gonna pick up on this. So why don't we jump right in on the nose and see what we get. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Right when I first went in, on the left side, a little bit of ethanol, dissipated already now, and now, what's slapping me in the face? It's like honey. And here a while back, I talked about a whiskey that when I nosed the honey, it was a nice fresh field honey. This is exactly what I get. I mean, it's fresh honey, and when I get my honey to make some of my simple syrups, I get it right from the beekeeper from Black Fork Farms, who keeps his bees out in Black Fork Farms and gets the honey for all of the honey whiskey that they make, and it's got that same fresh honey on the nose right there. But I'm also getting an interesting fruit note. and I'm gonna have to call it peaches. But it's more than a peach. It's like any y'all ever make like your own simple syrups. It's like if I took the peaches and I would muddle them a little bit to put them in my simple syrup, and you start heating them up a little bit, you know, so like kind of like some stewed peaches as I'm making my simple syrup. So right now, honey, those stewed peaches, a little bit of vanilla bean, but I'm really curious to get in on the palate on this one. So let's go in for our sips. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just shy of 120 proof. Nice bit of heat on the front of the palate. On that Kentucky Chew, I am getting that viscosity that I was hoping for. But immediately there is a burst of sweetness. And that burst of sweetness, it wasn't that honey that I was expecting. That burst of sweetness I got, it's that peach. But it's not that stewed peaches anymore. What I want to, okay. Any of y'all when you were kids or buy them for your kids if you have kids, this is the first thing that comes to my mind. And this is on account of my beautiful bride. I'm pretty sure my beautiful bride, for one of our kids, I can't remember which, was always talking about those peach rings. And I can't remember which one of the kids. And so I got some once and I tried it, or I got them from my kids. The story's foggy, but those peach rings, candies, and this is that burst of peach flavor that I'm getting right after you take that first swallow. Just right off the front of the palate, right before the mid palate starts, and then it shoots back through the mid palate. Boy, that's nice. That sweetness is nice. It goes good with that heat. But another interesting flavor I get, oh man, that peach. Wow, that peach. Goes all the way back to the back of the palate too. But I gotta move on. The other thing I get on this is rye spice. There is a nice bit of rye spice on this that is really good. There's a little bit of more vanilla bean here, but it's muted, not as strong as I got on the nose. Maybe something cinnamon sugary on the nose too, now that I've took a few sips. But what's really nice is that vanilla on the nose, that peach, on the palate, sorry. That vanilla on the palate, that peach ring is outstanding. It's not even honey on the palate. It's that peach ring candy, when I keep saying peach ring, hint of vanilla, that's nice. But now let's talk finish. Because as everything's settled, and that peach ring that I've been just raving about, this is where you get the honey back. That honey is settling in. The oak comes in on the back of the palate, and this is long. This is long. And it's nice, and it's inviting. And there's just a little bit of oak spice that lingers back there with that oak. That's really good. You know, for myself, even though it's 120 bucks, it's just pushing that top edge of things. Yeah, you guys, if you can get this one, it's hard to get, like I said, but if you can get this one, for me, this is one to put on the shelf. I'd spend 120 bucks again to get another bottle. I'm gonna have to see what happens in 2026 and see what I can get, if I can get a release of 2026 and compare them and see what it's like. Very good. But as you all know, I love to have you all coming back around, so please take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Cheers.